I hope I will have a bunch of reserves for like sharding and stuff for the other stuff, and also a bunch of lunacy and tickets. Shall we begin? Here we go.
화점.
지위를 받는 건 소재가
연료는 잔뜩 준비해둬.
총은 수지타산에 맞게 한 발에 한 놈씩.
How's it taste? It said they brewed it with the tea leaves Zishun gave us. It's called Bai Hao Yin Zen or something, I think. It is a nice cup of tea that goes down easily. Not as good as Cyrus, though. Yeah? Cool wind of Dongyuan blows under this pavilion. Now that we've survived another huge incident, I was planning to hold some consultation sessions with the sinners that I always do, but I wasn't sure if Cephalus was coming back, so I decided to conduct them outdoors. Well, a change of scenery can be nice from time to time. As much as I'd like to be a part of that discussion, this thing didn't come with a mouth. That must be a sore spot, Dante. You must express that feeling before, remember? Whenever we were snacking together, you would always say some things like that. You gave up on the complimentary food from the warp train to Mordia too, and you must have been curious of its taste back then. Well, you know, it's not all that bad. I think I'd feel regret and sadness. It's kind of tragic, almost. Ever since Honglu severed the cycle that bound the hierarchs of Dongyuan and sealed Sinran into their temple, he's been making a lot of expressions that I've hadn't seen before. Moreover, lately, I've gained the impression that he's actively been trying to express his feelings and thoughts, even for things his past self would have simply accepted as is. Like an old dam breaking, it's fresh spring water surging to freedom. I can't give you a mouth, but you can trust me to give you a very detailed explanation of flavors, so feel free to ask me anytime. Also, if I sound weird, that's because I'm sick right now. Yeah, thanks. And honestly, I think that's a good thing, especially because more so than anything, I could sense that Honglu was gently enjoying these moments. I think I can safely mark him down as experiencing very positive changes in my consultation notes. Though I'm not sure if any of that will get through to you, given that you probably don't even remember the taste of food anyway. Let me teach them to start on the path to achieving some very positive changes. Excuse me, manager. That's when Sinclair suddenly rushed up to us on the pavilion. What's going on? I know you're in the middle of a consultation, but there's this huge big as a house truck by the entrance that... The point is, I think you might have to come to see this. Oi, Pocket. Is that... The truck was indeed massive. It certainly did live up to the fuss Sinclair picked up, but... ain't that something, huh? It didn't seem to me that the other sinners were all that concerned about it. Is everything okay here? Hope it's not another attack on Dongyuan. Huh? Nah, it ain't. Well, we did suspect that at first, but it's alright. It's because no one on the bus knows how to observe. It's all about the details, get it? Look, it's right there, the company logo. Where? Seriously? It's right there, in the corner up there. Ishmael pointed at something on the vehicle. Irritation cleared in her voice. I stared really hard at whatever she's pointing at. I managed to find Limbus Company's logo, painted on the bus. It was the size of a palm. They were this close to chopping that truck into a million pieces when I pointed that out. Gotta say, I'm impressed you even managed to make out what that is. Doesn't look like anything other than as much to me. I guess eyesight's really the first thing that goes today. I mean, it's kind of their fault making it so small and suspicious, you know? That's because it's not a public-facing vehicle. Saudi walked into our circle, nuzzling her hands and brushing past a few disgruntled words. This is a research vehicle used by the LCE department. Used this once before, remember? Extrapolating from the material and the color of the truck's cover panel, it can be determined that it is the same transportation device used for the regular checkup. Right on! Ever since you used it safely to arrive at LCE, we've been using it to move the LCC base around. Hang on, does that mean that we were your guinea pigs? And guess what? Just today, when we opened the truck to transport a different team... Oi, don't ignore me. Instead of answering Heathcliff's question, Saudi walked up to the truck and swung open its rear doors. In it, we saw the same mess of machines that we saw back then, and... Hey, this light! The now familiar green light. I see. Saudi, has there been any further modifications to this vehicle since then? Well, I'm not sure on the details, but LC's weird... The chief researcher... Hohenheim. Yes, him. Are you two... well acquainted? Not very well, but I do make an effort to remember his minor yet numerous mistakes. She sounds oddly happy. Anyways, according to the research report he gave us, the vehicle's been modified to allow for universal use across other departments of Limbus Company. LCB's bus, Mephistophelies, right? The report said something about using the back door of that thing as a reference to equip this vehicle with various functions, and that explains why this phenomenon is taking place here, while Purchase knocked. Yet, how is this possible when we sit not astride the bus seats? It is not a theoretical impossibility. Certain major parts of the technology forming its engine have been shared with Hohenheim. It is within the realm of possibility that the engine's influence may have been transferred there as well. However, this means by which it has affected this vehicle has yet to be studied. It seems to comprehend our absence in the subsequent separation from the bus. Could it perhaps be reacting to the presence of a golden bow? At this moment, Mephistophelies is currently boarded by Virgilius, Sharon, and various other members of the LCCB, including pilot. Therefore, if they have traveled far, their conjunction may be true. Or there exists a flow that ensures our encounter with the purchase knocked, regardless of the environment surrounding us, perhaps. Boss talked to herself, staring pensively into the distance, before turning towards us again with mild resignation. Lead the way, Dante. If it has found us, then it must rightly be observed. Aha! I knew it! It's the former L Corp's turn. Huh? What do you mean, knew it? Heathcliff opened up about a betting pool whether our next purchase location is going to be. A betting pool? Alright, what'd I say? Pay up, you gits. You told me it was just about time the patterns changed. No way. Well, it was just the right time to bet against the odds. By the looks of it, the bet seemed to have been about whether this purchase knock would take us to the library or the Lobotomy Corporation headquarters. Hey, something about this place seems different from the other former Elwood hallways we saw in the past. This still sense it as well, Manager Esquire? Oh, tis familiar yet unfamiliar indeed. A stage for a play, almost. Seems has gotten wider too. The same long and narrow hallway, but it's slightly wider. While it is unseen to how many days have passed in these headquarters. Prithee, repeat what you just said? No. The subject can be discussed later when its veracity becomes clearer. Sharing the current circumstances of this place, we find ourselves at the Lobby Corporation headquarters of a certain day. Added central command to be exact. The very center of the middle layer. The ones we visited so far must have been in the upper layer. Correct. It is said that the departments of the Lobby Corporation headquarters will progressively unlock the passage of time. According to real reports, when the headquarters crumbled and fired that skyward light, it was... Indeed, it appears that with every visit, we find ourselves at a further point in time here. As soon as the current day can be pinpointed, we might even be able to experience that day. Perhaps, then... Well, that didn't take long. We're here to take some sort of ordeal or something again, aren't we? Hey, I'm not complaining. We've kind of been loafing around and doing nothing while GSU left for that grand conference to decide the future of Dan Yuan or something. But with so little time, we have so little time. I must prepare a move more intense training regimen to make for the lost time. Whichever it is, it will be at the end. What's everyone waffling about? Give it Sephiroth. It's an angry one. Yeah, what? Did you expect some other voice speaking through the central command PA system other than Tippereth? Tippereth. The employees are confused. Please explain the situation to them. Huh? Yes, I am awesome. The central command, unlike other departments, boasts a rather significant size. It is large enough to be mentioned in two areas, A and B. It is said that this is why they have two separate Sephiroths managing this department. Yeah, it's a lot, even between the both of us, which is why it's up to you to be more thorough. Yeah, bring out the order already. Where are we destroying this time? Like I said, what are y'all waffling about? There's been an abnormality containment breach. The whole company's guns been belly up because everyone else is offering suppressed defense on the other side. Then the alarm that was blaring all throughout the company suddenly went quiet. Oh no. Great, look what you did. Bunch of slackers. Give her a head now. Deal with the blue entity.
아, 저건 좀 복잡하네. 솔직하게 말할게. 나한테는 좀 어려워. 이건 너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게.
그 삶의 마침표를!
Such a long page. It's so thin that I can hardly
다들 평소보다 의욕적이야. 이런 분위기는 흔치 않아서 설레이네. 쓸데없이 흥분한 걸 수도 있지. 뭐 나쁜 건 아니기도 하고.
타겟 포착. 한시간.
한 점만 노린다.
정의 이름으로 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어. 캐릭트 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 칭찬할 필요 없어. 잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더 수월해지겠어. 기회를 놓치는 바보 같은 짓은 하지 않겠지? 도움이 필요한 곳이 생겼는가? 만만치 않겠군. 우리 하지. 제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어. 기록적인 피해량인 것 같아.
깔끔한 헤드샷. 머리통에 적살났다고.
아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐! 진짜? 왜 부서팀장을 안 달아줬지?
어미보다도 푸른 달, 사랑보다 붉은 달.
점 찍었네.
사랑으로! 정의의 이름으로! 야! 아르카나 세이버! 봐, 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록이 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 훌륭해.
운명 속에 파묻힌 그대의 이름을 걸고 나 여기서 빛을 맹세한다.
뭐야, 이 수준. 아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐! 진짜? 왜 부서팀장을 안 달아줬지?
점 찍었네. 합격장.
아르카나 필트!
우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을!
무슨 일 있었던 겐가? 한원이라도 쌌나? 오전에 징계팀에서 클리포트 간섭 역장이라는 걸 연구했다고 했어. 그게 저런 효과던가? 아무튼 확실히 제압하긴 편해졌네. 만만치 않겠군! 본인이 하지! 야! 아르카나 세이버! 제압이 잘 진행되고 있어. 이대로면 큰 손실이 일어나기 전에 모든 게 안정화될 거야. 걱정할 필요가 없는 건 좋네. 잘했어.
랜담 서울을
아카나 레이!
당신 그래도 이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압은 끝이야. 너희들도 고생 많았어. 티페리트, 너도. 언젠가 우리도 모든 게 끝날 때가 오면 좋겠네. 그때가 되면 휴식을 기다리며 고향의 노래를 부르고 있겠지.
Wait, Tibereth B has a voice actor? I feel so bad, but she won't be a threat to you now. No? Are thou really a veritable magical painter? Yes, of course I am. I'm a magical girl, fighting to make all these people are trained. Then this magic is the legendary justice for truth, and thy most magical prostitute must be pursued to gather the magical power. Where are you guys going? Boss somehow managed to sight and Donkyo did wildly flapping arms mid-motion and dragged her away from the magical realm and back into her room. Without dragging from this consultation of great significance, I have found some questions to ask you. That needed no magic. Looks like this very slow voice. Oh? 0, 0, 1, 0, 4. Missed level block. It's the variable as well as the it just speaks and appears just like a human. It's a way of sheer appearance. Justice, ethos, hatred. I believe it has been expressed among that many times in the past that abnormality should not be judged by their experience. They see things instead in a sense of self. They think and they feel. Perhaps by head standards, they meet the criteria of what is considered human. However, that is abnormality. No more, no less. There's only too much subject to comparison. Felt like possible. Just there, something you'd like to see that. Oh, the lights. Wonderful. Looks like I managed to protect the peace once again. And when the red lights turned off, the alarm stops blaring in our ears. It puffed away with the same pink swirl of light she first appeared with. This is annoying. Why did that abnormality have to be contained at our apartment? It couldn't be helped, Tibereth. Not even the manager knows about which abnormality will appear at the headquarters. Yeah, that's true. But she just gets on my nerves, you know? Always showing up at the tail end of huge mess like the second morning, barely doing anything to help, leaving it seem like she did something. And you know how she completely loses it unless we baby her all the time, right? Tibereth, the mic is still on. Yeah, so let them listen. The employees have to know that this abnormality is still an abnormality at the end of the day, I guess. Her management appears to be quite a source of stress, it seems. Yet, odd is odd here. The maiden hath hastened us dearly in our battle, did she not? Suggests that she is hardly of any help as possible. Please review this document. It is a constellation of management reports for the abnormality from the former Elcor. Fortunately, it seems an extended period of management experience has left quite a detailed report behind. Oh damn. She wasn't kidding about having to baby this one, huh? The sinner's expressions all start to turn rather sour the further they read along the report. I skimmed through it and looks like she's got this compulsive obsession that she has to be on the side of justice. She grows more and more hysterical the longer a peaceful period lasts. What is her problem? Got anything to say to that, oh great scholar of fiction? Indeed. It is quite different from what I've anticipated. As fortune should have it, we did not encounter the mutant form of Queen of Hatred today. However, they also possess such a thing as psychological stability or sanity. It seems that employees assigned to this abnormality had the responsibility to keep it at higher levels at all times. It cannot have been easy to put up with humoring a monster in human skin. At least humoring them is the extent of the required effort at this point. Huh? You're implying that the management of abnormalities entails something far more complicated than simply calibrating their sanity at a reasonable level. Yes, that is correct. It seems that this headquarters is yet to extract a larger quantity of abnormalities. A moment, if you will. To say that they extract, Yi-Sang furrowed his brows and started, noticing a strangeness in her choice of words, but we already found ourselves returned to the mess of the machinery that the LCE's vehicle. It seems that this is where this scenario ends. Dante, as there may be further information that can be garnered from his experience, repeated visits to this Walpurgis dock is also recommended. Okay, got it. Yi-Sang approached Foss to continue his earlier question, but Foss only shook her head in response, as if to say that she wasn't certain, or that she couldn't tell him just yet. To me, someone who doesn't even know what's going on with the company they're working for, all these stories from the former L Corp in the library are filled with nothing but confusing mysteries. But something about it makes me feel as though everything that happened in those two places are at once foundations and clues to what we are going through. Maybe I can use those moments to understand the stories I've forgotten, the purpose of this company I work for. So, well, who's up for a second run? Let's, like Voss, focus on looking for those clues left behind. I wonder if we fight Queen of Hatred in the next one. I mean, in the harder version.
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가?
But yep, that
없어도
was
전혀.
Walpurgis knock first try. I guess we were doing pretty good. Oh. I see. I see. That's easy. What about the hard one? Oh. Well, most of these are easy. Suppose I'll have a lot of time doing a lot of things this event. But unfortunately, that's what we have for this short video today. And like always, have a good day. Enjoy your summer break while it still lasts, and have a good day. See ya.